So this is going to be a little Tarot 101 for getting started if you want to venture into tarot reading. Okay, so first you're going to start with picking out a deck. And my suggestion to you is to start simple and get a Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, okay? And this is traditional. This is the format that is most used. You can go with Golden Dawn or, the Aleister Crowley Thoth Tarot way if you want to. You can go Marseille, Tarot Busca. You can do whatever you want, but this to me is where I began. So it's easier to start here and then grow from this and branch out wherever you want to go. Also, you have to feel your tarot deck. So make sure that you're picking something out that means like you feel it inside. You want it. And sometimes we feel drawn to decks that we might not be ready for at that time, but make sure that you understand that it might be a little bit more difficult for you to get accustomed to learning a deck and its format unless you have all the necessary tools to do so. Like if it comes with a manual and book explaining those specific cards for, whatever, then that's great. Okay. I have two options here. Some people like a borderless tarot. Some people are okay with like a bordered tarot deck. The Rider tarot that has like a almost a houndstooth type black and blue with white on the opposite side of the cards. That's also an option. So if you want to start with something simple, definitely look into, Rider-Waite-Smith, or as we call it in the tarot community, RWS, and go from there. Like feel out the decks, look through pictures if they have them online. If you go to a shop, see if they have an open deck. You can go through and just feel them out. The next would be literature. I would say if you're going to go with the Rider-Waite-Smith, pick this up because this is a very clean and thorough explanation of the symbolism within each Rider-Waite-Smith card. Okay, I believe it only goes through. Nope, it doesn't go through I thought it only went through the major arcana, but it goes through everything. So this is really good to have for historical knowledge, I would say, where everything sort of began with the RWS system, what the symbolism is meant to is the meaning of it and why it's there. It's a kind of an etymological piece of literature, and I recommend it. It's good. Next would be something that everybody loves in the tarot community, and it's helped a lot of people. Any book by Rachel Pollack is amazing, okay? 78 Degrees of Wisdom goes a little bit further into explanations. So this is a really great tool to use in order to better understand the cards and their meanings, their upright meanings, and their reversals. So this is really, really great, okay? Something that I personally use, okay, this is a personal pick. This is something that has helped me. It was one of the first tarot books that I ever got, and that's the Power Tarot. This is still in print, so you can probably buy it anywhere books are sold, but what really helps is the breakdown of like each card, right? Like let's just pick the Knight of Wands, for instance, okay? Knight of Wands. It gives you what the card's meaning is in a reading, broken down for work, romance, finances, the health, spirituality, and empowerment. So it gives you a lot of different things to pull on, okay, depending on the intention of the reading and what the reading is all about, like what your client wants to know about. Maybe it's a love reading, so you would look at the love meanings. So this will all kind of work for you when you're just starting out. Maybe you start doing readings for the people around you or yourself. A lot of people, like myself, I just started to pull cards for people and myself, and it was just like I just dove in head first, and it was important to me. So, like I said, pick a deck, okay? Get some books, start from there, okay? Another thing is how you keep your cards. Everything in tarot, there's no there's no set set of rules here. In tarot, it's really up to you, the reader, how you want to I guess how you want to form your craft. So like some people will keep their decks, for this is just an example, some people will keep their decks wrapped in a black cloth or a dark cloth and sleep with them under their pillows. Okay, some people firmly believe that you can never buy your own tarot deck. It has to be gifted to you. That's something that I don't adhere to. I don't, and the reason is because it has something to do with the power of the deck itself. Back in way back, when tarot probably first began, there was this myth that if you stole a tarot deck, it was more powerful. So there are, a lot of like things out there, but there is nothing that is like set in stone. So like you can't really be wrong, and nobody really is right either. It's not like, oh, I do this way, and so everybody has to do it this way. We're all snowflakes. Whatever works for you is fine. Okay, shuffling the cards. Another thing, very important to know how to shuffle cards. So if you haven't gotten a tarot deck yet, it's great to work on playing cards. I grew up playing cards, from Go Fish to Old Maid, Steal the Old Man's Bundle, War, all the way up to eventually learning when I was about 9 or 10 how to play different poker games, blackjack, and things like that. So I've been playing cards for a long time, and I also was a banker. So like shuffling through paper and money and cards and things, it like the dexterity of my hands got used to it after a while. So I have a natural shuffle, I guess. I guess overhand was probably a little bit more difficult for me to pick up. I'm used to doing the bridge shuffle, but again, it all comes with practice. And you can do, there are some people that don't shuffle and they just spread their cards out on their desk, and then they just like put them back together again, and then they pick cards from, they fan them out and then they pick random cards. So it's really up to you how you want to do that again. And you won't be wrong. Okay, it's all intuitive too, to a degree. A lot of the things that you want to do will come to you intuitively. They won't necessarily be adopted. Not all things will be adopted from another person or another set of people. It's really you feeling your way through this. That's the most important thing. I have a doctor who, well, she's a nurse practitioner, and I see her every month. And she got herself a deck of cards because she knew she'd always had an interest in it, but she knew that I was a reader. So she eventually got herself a deck, and she started to do some spreads, okay? And she started off with a 3-card spread. This is another thing that I recommend. Start off with a card or two. Maybe you throw a card down and then you shuffle again for a clarifier. Okay, and she asked me this question. She says, if you wanted to clarify a card, do you reshuffle? Should I reshuffle like the whole deck and then cut them all again? And I said, it's really up to you. That is all based on how you feel, okay? And to me, when I'm doing it, and I gave her myself as an example only because I have myself as an example, to me, it is important for you to do this the way that you want to, and that's how I got into it. So if I'm clarifying a card, I pick up the same deck and I am shuffling through, okay? And then I will cut the deck the same way that I did initially for that first card. So I will go through the motions again, okay? Some people just shuffle until it feels right, okay? I also shuffle until it feels right. I just have a system of like what I'm doing when I'm shuffling. Like I'll get the feeling to stop shuffling and then cut the deck. And that's when I know like the cards are ready. So it's all like intuitive, it's feeling, spirit. Sometimes it's just a gut feeling that you have, and you'll just know, okay? So again, like always make sure that you're doing what is most comfortable for you and what is, like what inspires you, what makes you feel joyful and happy and good, and like that matters, so it's all you feeling your way through a system, a tool, a divinatory tool to find your path and and develop your craft, okay? So this is my information for you. I don't I don't expect anybody to adhere to this 100%, but I just felt the need to give a little bit of guidance here, just in case there's anybody out there that really does feel like, oh my God, I want to venture into this, I want to do this, but where do I start? And this is just like a guide to get you to where you want to go. It's not like you have to get all of these exact things that I'm putting out here. You can, certainly you can, but you don't have to. It's just get books, get decks, feel things out. If you want to get things like a tarot cloth that you place, sometimes tarot cloths actually have different spreads on, or have the markings of the Celtic cross spread, which is a 10-card spread. It's very well known and used a lot. I personally use the 10-card Celtic cross in my readings. Now, there are in certain books, and also in the booklets that come, we call them the little white books, that come with the decks, there's always spreads, different spreads that you can use, as well as the 10-card Celtic. And here, and at the back of a lot of books, there are different spreads, as you can see. And they all have meanings, and each card position has a meaning. So, but start off slow with 1, 2, 3 cards, maybe a past, present, future spread. That's what I started out doing. After I started doing that 1-card pull about I did a lot of yes or no. Okay, I did a lot of yes or no questions, which is not something that I recommend necessarily, but to each their own. I have developed a key. I have it actually up on my wall that I personally have marked all 78 cards of the tarot, and which cards are yeses and which cards are nos and which cards are maybes. So I definitely believe in that, and I use that from time to time. That is not something I use all the time. I'm very much a a person that likes to ask open-ended questions when it comes to tarot, and I recommend that. So like something that doesn't wouldn't necessarily require a yes or no answer. So like instead of saying like, are we going to get back together, you can say something like, what does the future look like when it comes to our relationship? And so there's the difference between the yes or no and the open-ended. So these are just some of the things that I have for you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I think that this is a beautiful thing for anybody to get started in and start doing for themselves and for other people. And if you have the drive to do so, and you have the time and patience to learn, and you have the desire to learn, first and foremost, the desire to learn and to believe in your abilities and because we all have them, and your intuition, and growing your intuition and kind of dusting it off and really using it. It's a really beautiful thing, and I do recommend it. And I really get excited when people are like, when people tell me that they're going to get into it, or that they're, they're starting out, or they've always thought about tarot for like their whole lives, but never thought to like get themselves a deck, and now they finally are, and it's like the best. We need, I think we need more people that are open to it, and I think that it adds that so many different voices. It's imperative. It's important. So that's where I'll leave you. All right. Good luck. And like I said, any questions, leave it down below. Okay. Bye, guys.